Welcome back to News First. If you still haven't gotten your tax refund yet, on Monday, the Department of Revenue and Taxation will be mailing almost 700 tax refund checks totaling approximately $1.8 million, including refunds garnished to repay government debts for error-free returns filed on or before February 20, 2019, according to a release from the governor's office. Steady progress has been made in the development of the GCC campus, this time to house the Criminal Justice Department and the Guam Police Department Academy. PNC's let's take a look. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio helped cut the ribbon to open the newly renovated Building 100 at the Guam Community College this Friday afternoon, September 6. The ribbon-cutting ceremony was followed by a tour of the brand-new facility. The new Building 100 will house the Criminal Justice Department, which continues to draw high enrollment numbers for GCC, as well as JCC's General Education Program in the Office of Accommodative Services. Mary Okada, president of GCC, tells PNC that they will open the building to the faculty next week and hopes to start classes as early as next month. Okada says the specialized classrooms will benefit the Guam Police Department's ongoing academies.
1, 2, 3, cut.
What we've done is actually provided them with space. So normally they would use a general classroom, and so only one or two of these classrooms are specifically one as designated for the MAT, for their tactical experience. And then we have a simulator in another classroom that can also be used for either fire truck simulation or police car simulation, so that they're practicing on the simulator before they actually go out.
Building 100 is adjoined to Building E, which is LEED Gold certified, and will share many of the same energy-efficient and sustainable features, such as solar panels, a rainwater catchment, porous pavement, and digital temperature controls. This according to a release. The total cost of construction is around $5 million and was funded through two components: the U.S. Department of Agriculture Long-Term Interest Loan and GCC's Capital Improvement Projects Fund. This building was contracted through Pro-Pacific Builders. Building 100 is part of GCC's physical master plan, and Okada tells PNC that there is more additions to look forward to on campus.
So one thing that we will be doing in the next month or so, we'll be breaking ground for the next facility that GCC will build. It is the GCC GPD Forensic DNA Lab, which will be located near the GPD Crime Lab. And so we're just working out the timeline associated with when we will break ground. We already have a contractor identified, and we are going through the building permit process.
This new facility they are working on will house GCC's classrooms, laboratories, and faculty offices, as well as providing space for GPD's expanded activities. GCC hopes that by taking the initiative to grow their criminal justice department, it will help support and build the workforce for law enforcement, Okada said. For those who are interested in enrolling into their program, contact John De La Rosa, Assistant Director of Communications and Promotions at john.delarosa@guamcc.edu. For PNC News, I'm Iana Shed. CNMI authorities are in search of a piece of history which they believe has been stolen. 3 ancient shells, which are considered priceless when it comes to its historical value, went missing on Thursday. The shells were unearthed in the village of Garapan in 1994, were being stored at the Historic Preservation Office on Capitol Hill in Saipan. The artifacts were discovered missing when they were taken out for repair. A release from the CNMI Department of Public Safety states that the shells were placed on a table while awaiting on an individual to repair some parts of the shell. But the repair did not occur, and when the shells were being returned to their assigned location, the inventory fell short 3 shells. Authorities are requesting that anyone with information regarding theft call CNMI Crime Stoppers at 670-234-7272. 2 organizations and 2 government of Guam agencies are receiving about $1.8 million in federal grant funding for various AmeriCorps programs on island. According to Serve Guam Commission Executive Director Doris Uggan, they received the $1.8 million in grant funds from the Corporation for National and Community Service. The grants will go to Sanctuary Inc., Victim Advocates Reaching Out, or VERO, Guam Homeland Security, and the University of Guam. The money will also help to recruit 200 members to address critical issues and provide a living allowance and scholarships to those who serve. In addition, Uggan says AmeriCorps Grants help provide services to different focus areas through volunteer recruitment and management of volunteers.
The whole point about writing this grant is to ensure that the people of Guam benefits from it. And this is all coming from Magahaga. Magahaga says it's for the people of Guam. So let's keep writing the federal grants and let's keep that money coming in and out.
AmeriCorps Vero Outreach Program Coordinator Jonathan Mendiola says as a subsidiary of their parent organization, the $360,000 in grant money they received will greatly benefit their program to assist those in need and suffering devastation.
The monies do help with our whole program in providing for the community. The outreach is just helping the community raise their spirits and bring purpose to their lives. And that's what our members are out there doing right now.
The Serve Guam Commission is under the Office of the Governor and oversees all AmeriCorps programs on Guam. Uggan also confirms that they received another $2 million grant that will go to the Guam Memorial Hospital, University of Guam, Sanctuary Inc., and AmeriCorps Vero Outreach. Those grant-funded programs under those agencies and organizations will not begin until January 1st, 2020. Well, don't go anywhere. It is now time for your weekly road report. Hafide Guam, I'm Ayana Shed, your host for PNC's weekly road report. Let's take a look at this week's traffic updates. We're going to drive north to Dedido and check on how things are going with the widening of Route 3, also commonly known as NCS Road. The project started in February of 2018 and has an estimated progress of 48% to be completed by January 2020. This $44 million project is contracted by Black Construction. The purpose of the project is to widen the roadway to 4 lanes that stretches from 600 feet south of Route 28 to Chalancareta. The Chalancareta intersection is where the new main gate entrance will be to the future Navy Finagayan Cantonment area that will be built for the new Marine Corps base that is necessary as part of the relocation of Marines from Okinawa to Guam and the Guam military buildup. Department of Public Works would like to remind the community that construction activities are ongoing along Route 3 from just north of Route 28 to Potts Junction. Motorists are advised of the traffic shift on Route 3 between Route 28 and Artero Drive from the existing roadway to the new construction. The southbound lane at Fern Terrace is closed through mid-October. This may cause heavy traffic within the area. The southbound traffic has been diverted onto what are currently the southbound left turn and acceleration lanes. Motorists are advised to drive cautiously through the construction zones, observe all posted speed limit and construction signs. And that wraps it up for your weekly road report, here on PNC's News First. Leo Payumo gets amped up for an upcoming surfing competition a little later. But first, let's take a look at your weekend weather forecast with new weather anchor Destiny Cruz.
Hafide and welcome to your local weather report. I'm Destiny Cruz and thanks for tuning in. Well, it looks as if we have some very moody days ahead of us. The National Weather Service indicates the development of a monsoonal circulation. This circulation is expected to move across the Marianas as of this week and across the Philippine Sea next week. We can anticipate scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms starting from Saturday night into next week. The National Weather Service is also monitoring a developing disturbance east of Guam. Currently, the disturbance is expected to move westward over the Marianas in the next few days. However, the exact time and intensity of the disturbance is still uncertain. The forecast also indicates that the disturbance may strengthen the monsoon over the Marianas, so we can expect rainy weather over Guam and the CNMI this weekend into next week. We can also expect at least 8 inches of rainfall from Saturday night through next Friday, along with possible localized flooding in low-lying and poor drainage areas. To stay safe in the event of heavy rain, be sure to follow these helpful tips. Clear drainage areas and unblock clogged storm drains in your area to minimize the chance of flooding. Avoid walking or driving through flood waters. Be prepared to move to higher ground in the event of flash flooding. If floodwaters rise around your car but the water is not moving, abandon the car and move to higher ground. If the water is moving, do not leave the car. Avoid outdoor activities along streams, rivers, and creeks during heavy rainfall. These areas can flood quickly with little warning. And that concludes today's weather report. Be sure to stay safe in these rainy weather conditions. Adios!